Assalamu alaikum.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We understand that in the community there are some interest in knowing what's happening around the Masjid project. So we thought that we give a detailed description of the current situation and what we need to do to finish the project. We do that through question and answers. And Brother Muhammad.
So inshallah, Professor, I've got some questions, general questions that people normally have. So if I can put forth and if people can answer that, that will be very helpful for the community. So question one, okay, so people wanted to find out what work is left in the new mosque before we can start praying there.
Thank you, Brother. Brother Walker is actually working on this area. So I request Brother Engineer Walker Butt to answer these questions.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Thank you for the opportunity to answer the question. So the question that Brother Muhammad just asked, and generally it's a question from the community, is that what work is left in the new mosque before we can start using it, and inshallah we can start praying there. As per the plan, we've got a list of things that need to be finished. Most important of these is the concreting around the building. There is two big engineered retaining walls that need to be built. There is concreting of the existing car park, and then there is concreting of the upper car park where the entry will be from Stephen Street. There is two driveways that need to be concreted. There is the one on the West Street, so that's going to be redesigned and extended slightly, and there will be a new driveway from Stephen Street. So some of the other works that are remaining is carpeting in the new mosque. There is a big piece of work that needs to happen, which is the wheelchair access ramp from the front of the building, so for disabled access from West Street. There is the connection of the air conditioning system. There is the actually establishment of the air conditioning units on the concrete once the concreting around the building is finished. There is the connection of the security and the sound systems, the infrastructure of which is already in the walls, in the ceiling, in the new mosque area. Then there is the more common things like landscaping. There's a mihrab idea that the committee has, and some acoustic fencing for limiting the sound that goes out to the neighbors. Because we are in November, so just making sure that people are aware that in December 2021, when we are recording this, there is some minor electrical works that are left, and that is due to be completed very soon. But we are hoping that the minimum amount of work that the council will allow before we can start using the area is the concreting of the area, area around the mosque, not particularly the car park maybe, and the wheelchair access ramp are the most important things, and the minimum things that we think before we can start using the new mosque area. Thank you.
Jazakallah khair, brother.
So I'll ask the next question that we've received from the community. Brother Muhammad, why is there no builder on the project, and what's happened to the previous builder, Najda?
Yeah, that's a good question, brother. So I think most people are wondering what's happened, why is there no builder, what's happening to the project, are we even doing anything? So just an update, and this is just a follow-up to what you previously said to the question too. So if it was no builder that's present, it surely wasn't for lack of trying, I can guarantee you that. And I have personally approached two builders. One I know for a very long time, and of course Brother Wakar has also approached few builders. The problem we face currently is that tradies and builders, they are so overwhelmed with projects after COVID that they're picking and choosing their own works. And also Christmas being around the corner, it doesn't help us either. With regards to the previous builder, he's actually finished almost everything. There's just final touch-up that has to happen inside the building. Like brother said, it's just setting up the aircon unit and the concreting around the new area. Also, like I said, we actually approached three builders who came to the masjid, saw the place. Brother Waqar had sent an email, sent all the plans to them, but no one actually responded. And like I said again, it's due to them being very busy or not wanting to take up projects at the moment because of Christmas, or a combination of both. However, there's a silver lining. Professor Khan has approached a builder which looks very positive, Dr. Humayun Khabir, and that is looking very positive. So inshallah, we request everyone to pray that pans out well. And also another request from the community is, we are open to people suggesting names. So if you know someone, just approach us, talk to Professor Khan, and we should be able to go ahead from there, inshallah.
So, thank you, Brother Muhammad. I've got the next question here. I can probably just leads on from here. So, did the last builder bail on us? A lot of people think that he just ran without finishing the job, or what's the go there?
Yeah, that's actually a good question. We'll ask, inshallah, Professor Khan to respond to that.
Thank you very much. This is a very good question, actually. This builder that we worked with was the only builder who gave us quotation when we were looking for starting the project, rebuilding the masjid. And the first stage work he finished. It was not done on time, but he finished, and the quality of work is we are satisfied. Because every stages it went to the certification by the professional certifier. The second stage work was delayed a little bit, and we could have finished earlier, but it took longer than what we thought. Particularly the electric side of the work delayed because of the builder having some issues with the electrician that he employed. But alhamdulillah, finally, that has worked out. The builder has now appointed another electrician from Toowoomba, who actually has done all the work that he was supposed to do, and waiting for the Argan Energy to give an appointment to connect the electricity to the building. And they have set up now a date, 6th of January. So inshallah, on 6th of January, we hope the electricity will be connected to that new building. Inshallah. And the builder's second stage work will be finished, except for some final touches inside the building, and starting the air conditioning outer unit, set up the outer unit, which require first to concrete around the building, because then he can put the outer unit on the concrete. So that's kind of related. So we are not built by the builder, but it was a bit delayed, but at the end we are getting there. Thank you.
Inshallah. Jazakallah, Professor. So the next question might be for you as well. This is also a commonly asked question. People want to know how much we've spent for the project so far.
Thank you, brother. If we start from the beginning, when we started this Toowoomba Mosque project in 2013, we had about $20,000 in our account. And the property that we are under contract was $820,000. So we ran a vigorous fundraising campaign. And we are very thankful to Muslims in Brisbane and Gold Coast and other parts of Australia and outside for their generous contribution towards the project. So we were able to raise more than $820,000, and we settled the property and started using that in January 2014. Later on, the council was asking more land for car parking. As you know, the council require car parking per 10 square meter of the building, GFA, you need one car park. So we needed 40 plus car park. But the land we had was not sufficient enough. So we were lucky that Imam Abdul Qadir at that time negotiated with the next door property to purchase that property by $565,000 in 2017. So altogether now we have little over an acre of block of land, combining the two, alhamdulillah. And we have now sufficient land to satisfy the council requirement of car park. So having said that, when we wanted to rebuild this building after it was burned, I asked the insurance assessor who came there how long it will take to settle the insurance process. He said 12 months. I was shocked. I thought maybe 6 months or 5 months or 4 months and so on. But it actually took more than 12 months. But alhamdulillah, once we finished this, we had to clean all the burn areas and debris and so on, including we had asbestos in the old building. So that cost about $100,000. And that was done by another builder who worked for us before. And then we had to work with the surveyor twice, 2 types of surveys, acoustic assessor, architect, structural engineer, traffic engineer, town planner. We have to pay the council fees, appeal charge, and so on, which is about $170,000. So this money was spent before we can put a brick on the soil for reconstruction. This is normal in Australia. Many people spend much more than that. We are lucky that we didn't have any court case and the legal fees, so we could handle minus on that. So when the construction started, the first stage construction of the lock-up stage, that means we have the building with the walls and roof and windows and so on. That was $659,000, and that went well. Then we had to change the roof. The roof was too old, and it cost us $21,000. Then we went the second stage work with the internal fittings, electrical, plumbing, plastering, painting, and so on. So that was $334,850. That second stage work, as I said before, is almost finished now. In addition to that, we had to pay $11,000 for internal painting to another painter, a Brisbane painter. Actually, the quote for that painting was $15,000 and $21,000, but this painter was a Muslim and he gave us a discount on $11,000. Alhamdulillah, we are very happy. And then $21,000 for tiling and the Uzu area. In addition to that, we bought carpet, which is about $40,000. It's custom-made carpet, beautiful carpet. I was waiting to be late. Once we finish the surrounding the building concreting, we'll lay the carpet. Inshallah, it will look good. And then we have to. Brother Mahiuddin and Brother Noor has actually saved a lot of money for us by painting the exterior of the current prayer hall, which could have cost us $20,000+, but they did only few $1,000. So this is the situation that we are at the moment in terms of how much we have spent. Thank you very much for asking this question. Give me the opportunity to explain to you.
Jazakallah, Professor. So the next question is just a follow-up to the question that was put forth to Professor Khan. The question is, generally it costs only about $400,000 to $500,000 to construct even a big house. So why did this project cost so much, brother?
Thank you, Brother Muhammad. This is again a common question from the community, and as a matter of fact, it's a question that has been raised and asked of me from some of my friends. So, it is a misconception to compare this project with a residential project. Most of the residential projects and the builders that are in the market, they have very, very set guidelines. They have almost stencils for houses, and it ends up costing them very, very little amount of money. The mosque project is something we call a brownfield project. So, if you have a bare piece of land with no infrastructure in the ground, that's a greenfield project, and it costs very little amount of money to build on a fresh piece of land. However, with the situation that we have, a brownfield project can have many, many complexities. It's not a residential project, it's a large industrial commercial project. And it's not uncommon for projects of this scale to cost millions of dollars, multi-million-dollar projects. I'll give you a small example. So a lot of requirements when work is being done from a commercial point of view for an industrial commercial building like this mosque, the requirements are engineering driven and they come from the council. One example of that is the wheelchair access ramp that is for disabled access from West Street. We had a discussion in the community, in the committee, and we said, right, let's try and make it cheaper somehow, and can we provide this disabled access from the back of the mosque, where we don't have to have the ramp. So if you know West Street, there's a significant level difference between West Street and the front entrance of the mosque. So if the disabled access was provided from the back of the mosque, that ramp would not have to be constructed and could be a lot cheaper. However, if we provide disabled access from the back of the mosque, that's considered discriminatory for disabled persons. And hence legally we can't do it. And that will cost us thousands of dollars for that compliance. So that's just the reality of the situation. There are other things that people forget. For example, any construction that is done on West Street, there has to be traffic control, and there has to be the footpath opening, which basically means that the foot traffic has to be redirected safely around the construction area. So these are all things end up costing a lot of money. However, I'll just make a small statement from the limited amount of time that I've been involved with the committee, with the mosque construction, and with the community generally, is that thousands and thousands of dollars have been saved by the very hard work of the volunteers of the Muslim community here. It's again a small example, the pool area that needed to be disposed of in the car park area, the new car park area which we've done. We had a quote from builders, and I'm personally witness to that people were asking $5,000 to $8,000 just to dispose of the pool area. And with the hard work of the community, that was done at no cost to the donors of the mosque. So thank you for the opportunity to answer the question.
Thanks, Brother Waqar. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Mainul. One of the most important person, and your questions are also one of the most frequently asked questions. And people wanted to know how much money we have in the account and how much is needed to finish the project.
Jazakallah, Brother Mohammed. Yes, as you mentioned, it is another common question from the community. Thank you for asking this one. So, with respect to that, the balance of our Commonwealth Bank Trust account is currently $190,000. This amount actually includes the 16,000 grant money from the federal government for a community project, that is the language project. We also have $34,000 in the Society Commonwealth Bank account, and also another $14,000 in Heritage Bank account. From the above amount, we will have to pay $10,500 to the electrical company for additional electrical work in the future. And with respect to your second question, how much money we need, it is actually impossible to predict the cost of the outstanding work without quotations. However, we are expecting a quotation from a builder soon. Then we will have a good idea about how much more money we need to complete the work. Unfortunately, due to the unprecedented demand of the tradies and outstretched the building industries are pushing the cost of construction very high. So as a very rough estimate, we may still need around $300,000 to finish the project, but no one is sure about this figure at this stage. We'll update that one.
Jazakallah, Brother Mainul. It would be nice if it's just 3,000 though.
Yeah, that's right.
So the next question is also relevant for you, and people want to know how to check the finances of the society and also the mosque. Is there an easy way to just check the finances whenever they want to?
Yes, thank you, Brother Mohammed, again. Yes, this is a very important question, and we should know, the community should know how easy to find out the finance. The Toowoomba Islamic Charitable Trust is ACNC registered. ACNC is the Australian Charity and Not-for-Profit Commission. So the trust is registered with ACNC, and by the government regulations, it is required that every year the annual audited accounts of the trust is submitted to the ACNC website after it is approved by the annual general meeting or AGM. So it is an online platform and open to the public. So all the financials of Toowoomba Mosque on the public domain, and anyone can access it anytime. So, and every year after the AGM, we also put the annual financials on the mosque notice board for the information of the community. All the transactions of the Toowoomba Mosque account are maintained in Xero. So Xero is also another online platform, and all the documents are digitally recorded. So all the invoices and other documents. So our treasurer could extract all the transactions and produce account report anytime. So any member of the community could contact the treasurer to find out the latest finances. And by the way, the contact details of the treasurer and also other executive committee members are on the mosque notice board. So it's not that difficult to find out the solution.
Oh, that's really great. Jazakallah khair, brother Dr. Maino. We'll move on to the next question, inshallah. Dr. Omar, the next question is for you, maybe related to your field, inshallah. So the question is, what is Toowoomba Mosque doing to help improve environment and respond to climate crisis?
Jazakallah khair, Brother Muhammad, for asking this question. And I believe a number of people actually in our community are aware on the steps and the procedures that we have taken as a committee actually forward to save the environment and the climate change. So we have set a program of 3 steps, starting from the first one, which is related to the alternative energy resources. So we have established or installed actually a solar panel system towards a zero electricity bill program, which is alhamdulillah it's done now. So there is no need actually to let's say pay for any bill, and we are looking forward actually for future activities using electricity without even paying for electricity. So this is the first one. Second one, and again actually it's a green energy. Second step or second procedure that we have taken is reduce and mitigate the usage of the town water. We have alhamdulillah installed a 23 cubic meter water tank to serve the green areas and to serve actually introduce or produce more greener area and for landscaping. The third one, which is actually the unique step forward, we are the first mosque in whole Australia using a new type of reinforcement, which is a greener reinforcements. Originally, actually, all the reinforced concrete structures start corrode after 15 years. But those type of reinforcement actually last for more than 100 years. Those called fiberglass polymer reinforced bars, and we are going to implement those reinforcement in the concrete slabs around the masjid, where they are intact actually with the water and soil. That will reduce the carbon dioxide footprint, and that will reduce also the pressure actually on the steel let's say manufacturing. So they are alternative for steel let's say steel rebars. Those I think actually it will serve the benefits and it will be actually environmentally friendly actually program forward actually for the coming 50 or at least 50 years. On another thing actually what we are planning to do is establishing a new charging station charging for electric cars out of the let's say solar panel system project that we have, and that will actually benefit financially the community, inshallah.
Jazakallah khair
for that question.
Welcome back, Professor. I've got more questions for you. So this question is, if we are short of money, what is our plan? Do we have a plan to raise money?
Thank you, brother. It's always good to talk about money, especially raising fund for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Well, if the money we have in our account, which I told you before, answering another question, we have different way to raise funds that we have used in the past. And the COVID has actually changed the way we raise fund. First time we used online funding, using fundraising an event management company in Sydney, and we had a project of a live event as well. So we used that to raise fund, and then we had a very successful fundraising dinner in Ramadan last year in Toowoomba. And then we also launched a online fundraising during Ramadan outside Toowoomba. So all these things we have done, and we can do all these things to the fundraising. But what I am expecting that the money that we have in our account should cover a significant amount of the cost for the audience assessing work. For the remaining money, what we need, which my guess would be within $100,000 to finish everything in the project, we hope. We will approach the community, and I am pleased to note that some community member already asked me that if we need more money for the project. We are not asking for money because we don't have a builder to do the job at the moment until now. But now, as I'm talking, we have a builder who is keen to help us to finish the project. So in the near future, we will find ways of reaching out to the community for raising funds to cover the cost that we have. We need to on top of what money we have. So that would be maybe in terms of the fundraising dinner, or in terms of the reaching out individually, or going to the community basis collection. So we are very confident that once the work starts, and community will be more enthusiastic about moving forward and see the project finished, so that we can pray in the new mosque in the near future.
Inshallah. So the next question, Professor, is from one of our brothers here. So the question is, he says, my friend is in council, and he says that we could have built a mosque in any suburb because the council allows place of worship in every suburb. So why did we have to buy this old church and do it?
Thank you very much, brother. In Australia, things are not same as in other countries of the world. In 2007, when the first some brother started talking about a mosque in this city, we was planning to buy a big plot of land and use part of it for mosque, and then build houses around it so the Muslim community can grow up there. But when we approached the council, we came to know that council, every piece of land has a certain zoning, and the use of that zoning is limited to particular activities that you can do. And the place of worship activity is a commercial activity, and it's very limited. You cannot do everywhere. Actually, the council suggested us to go somewhere near Oki in the main highway to have a mosque. Their understanding probably is not good enough, because they think that once a week, like Sunday service, for Muslim is 5 times a day service. So we obviously could not go by that way. And then I went to the university, because university had an Islamic center until 2014, before the mosque was established here. And that was not big enough for the growing community. So I requested the Vice Chancellor at that time to give us a piece of land that Muslim can raise fund and build a mosque there. The Vice Chancellor told me we have other options to explore before we make a decision on that. Professor Zaid Thomas actually in February 2013 sent me an email that there is a church on sale, and let's go and have a look. She was my boss. I could not say no. So I asked our secretary at that time, Islamic Society, Dr. Shahiduzzaman, let's go and have a look. So Dr. Shahiduzzaman, myself, Vice Chancellor, and the campus service head at that time, Dr. Dick Povey. So 4 of us came here. We had a look, and the Vice Chancellor said, do you want to have another look? So then I said, okay. So we had another look. And we liked this, and then we went to the university, the Jum'ah prayer, University Islamic Center. We told everybody that the church on sale, it might meet our need as a mosque. So what do you think? Have a look. So we invited people, quite a few people came to see here that Friday, including Dr. Moinud, who just spoke. And Dr. Moinud told me, sir, we should not miss this we should get it. We had only $20,000 in our account. So the asking price was $875,000. We went to Brisbane and called all the leaders of Muslim community in Brisbane, in the Islamic College of Brisbane, and placed our proposal. They said that we must get this because Toowoomba doesn't have a mosque, they need one. And it's not it's not if, it's how we can help them. And they never look back, we didn't never look back. So before we signed a contract, we got a letter from the council to the effect that once the ownership is transferred, the place of worship will remain as a place of worship. So that's one thing we got in writings from council. because we wanted to make sure, because we know there are a lot of Muslims try to build mosque, but they were not allowed to because of various reasons. So we removed that legal things. Alhamdulillah, that was successful. And not only that, before even contracting this property, settling the property, we invited all the neighbors of the mosque, told them that ownership will change, but it will be used for the same purpose of worshipping. Our religion teaches, like Christianity, to safeguard the interest of the neighbors, love the neighbors. We'll ensure that. And we found a lot of support from the neighbors. Our neighbors never had a problem. So the main question here is that, no, you cannot build a mosque or church anywhere you want. It's only designated places. And that's why many Muslims, not only Toowoomba, other places, as Australia and outside, are opting to buy a church, because then they don't need an approval of place of worship to use it, including Gold Coast. You probably know the Harristown Mosque. They bought a property, and then it was approved by the council, but then some neighbor complained they spent quite $200,000 actually. So alhamdulillah that we didn't have to go through that. Same thing happened with the Gold Coast Mosque and so on. So we are lucky that we are able to buy a church, and we didn't have to go to the legal process. And thank you very much for the questions.
Jazakallah, Professor. So I've got next question. Can you, this is just something that might be a follow-up to Dr. Umar's question. Can you please tell us about the sustainability plan of our masjid?
Thank you very much. I think by sustainability here you mean the financial sustainability.
Looks like, yeah.
To maintain
that's right.
cost, how do you manage the cost of maintenance. Brother Omar was talking about the environmental and climate sustainability, and we are very much part of that. Look, at the end is the musallis. The people come to the masjid. They are the one who makes a masjid, not the building. The building is some concrete and bricks and things like that. So it's the musallis. The musallis have to make the masjid sustainable. From the community point of view, we have an obligation to educate the musallis and the community that what are the things that we can do to make this mosque sustainable. In Australia, you probably heard the terminology they call user pay system. You pay for what you use. Now, as Muslims in this country, the mosque cost is bared by the people who use the mosque, and nobody else is going to pay. Like in the Muslim country, you have the waqf and government funding and so on. Nothing like that in here. Every cent you use in the mosque has to come from our community, from our people, our pocket, and we are proud and very happy that our people have been doing that successfully, and I hope they'll continue to do that. Just to give you some idea about the cost that we have here, running this mosque, my rough idea is to run this mosque, we will need $140,000 a year, roughly. And that money includes the salary of the imam, maintenance and security and safety and cleaning and all sorts of things. For this amount of money, if every family can pay $1,000 a year, who can afford? I know many people cannot. I know mosques in Brisbane, they pay $2,000, $3,000 every family. So $1,000 is not a huge amount of money when it comes to the cost of the mosque, and it's a sadaqah zariyah. It's going to be available for you in the hereafter when needed. Having said that, we are also as a community working hard to cover this cost without burdening the members of the community. We bought the next door property mainly for releasing land for additional car parking, but it has fortunately a two-story building which is generating income for us. At the moment, current rent, we are getting about $38,000 a year. Alhamdulillah. And then we were lucky to convince Australian Federation of Islamic Council to contribute towards the imam salary of our mosque. They pay $20,000 a year. So nearly $60,000 we are getting from these sources. It's kind of regular income for us. We also, from the food festival, we save about $10,000 roughly. So if we continue to the food festival, we spend the money from the grant that we received, but the money we earn goes to our account. So that way we benefit the community. So it's nearly half of the money is that way coming. Then the rest of the money that we have to come from the community, of that, we are trying to get some projects, grant. We talked about that before. We successfully received grant from different government departments, and if we continue to show that we are good worker, we are complying with the government requirement and doing the good work, I think we'll continue to get funding. And that will help us cover part of the Imam's life, because he can work under some project, doing certain work, and also employing other people. So that's another one, and I am very thankful to Islamic Relief Australia for their help in this regard. We work as their partner. So in that way, we can help the sustainability of this masjid. In terms of the maintenance cost and the cleaning cost, we are lucky that we have different communities. Indonesian community, Pakistani community, Egyptian community, Bangladeshi community, Eritrean community, you know, all the communities. They are taking responsibility every month. Indian community, don't forget that. Every month they are paying, say, $100+ towards this. So this is not only helping the mosque account, but also giving the opportunity for people to participate in keeping the mosque clean and tidy. So that way it also will be helpful. I request, when we will come to the Jum'ah prayer, put in $5 in the box or in the, from your card. It doesn't hurt you cost for a cup of coffee. I know in this community people who are paying $80 per month, $160 per month, direct debit going from the account to the masjid account. Allah bless them. And I know a sister putting $30 every week in our mosque account. There are many others like that. So this $5 really helped at the end. If 100 people pay $5 each, it's $500, brother. So sustainability is not a big issue if we understand the technical mechanism. And we are blessed with the community that we've been doing it. Inshallah, we'll continue better.
Inshallah. Jazakallah, Professor. Do you have any final words?
Well, I am thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, first of all, that Toowoomba didn't have a mosque. We have like the first mosque, and I also want to help appreciate the help of the people who have been making so much contribution in terms of their time, efforts, money, and so on. And we have seen that when there is real need, people move forward. When they see the things happening, they feel enthusiastic to come. When I was coming for Isha prayer one day, in the car parking, one brother says, "Assalamu alaikum, brother. I have $5,000 for the masjid. I give you $3,000 cash, I'll transfer another $2,000. Somebody came from Brisbane in my home to visit me, put in $300 for the masjid. So if they see that our community is doing good work, money will keep coming. And that's I encourage everybody. We can only thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and our brothers and sisters who are putting in so much and having so much patience. Because this project is taking longer than we thought. Part of the thing was that we didn't have enough money, but alhamdulillah we are closing it. And main reason was the delay of the builders. We didn't get the builder on time. We want to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and these people in this community for building this house. This is going to be an icon of Islam in this city and beyond. It will be part of the, inshallah, the Toowoomba Carnival of Flower. And every citizen in this town will be proud of this masjid, and every Muslim is proud of it. And we want to see every Muslim is connected to this mosque. Doesn't matter they pay money or not. They come and use it for their family, their children. We want to make this masjid a children-friendly masjid, so the children come here, enjoy with their family, and they know what mosque is about from the early age, so they can connect with the masjid. Our future generation is very important for us. And I want everybody to pray for this masjid and the community and the ummah. We are passing through difficult time. May Allah make it easy, accept our effort, and give us the reward in this world, in the hereafter. And thank you very much. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Jazakallah khair, Professor.